Hello, I'm Aleks, and here we are. I decided to start a booktube channel, and for the first video I decided to do the booktube newbie tag. I searched online for some information on this regarding questions, because I saw different videos by different creators and they all had different variations of the questions, or more like different number of questions. So I kind of decided to have 6 questions. Those are the ones that most frequently are answered in the videos that I've watched so far. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? My main idea behind the channel is to track my reading. I tend to have a lot of difficulty tracking my reading and kind of starting a new book after I finished one. It takes a while for me. Sometimes it takes like 2 weeks to pick a new book. I'm talking mostly about what I read for pleasure, because other books that I read for work, obviously there's very little space there that I can make such breaks in between reading different materials. Sometimes I might read different materials simultaneously for work. So that's one thing. I want to track my reading. And the second reason is, I guess, connect with other booktubers on a new level. I obviously follow some channels and in a way leaving comments and encouraging them and kind of starting conversations on different topics can be interesting. But at the same time, I would like to do more, as in voicing my own understanding regarding the books that I read. The second question is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? First of all, as a non-English native speaker, it's interesting that I actually decided to do a booktube channel in English. I don't follow, my native tongue is Serbian, so I don't follow that many booktubers or bookstagrammers who review books in Serbian and who read mostly in Serbian and thus review books in Serbian. So I think that's one interesting aspect. It's also because when we read books, especially fiction books, we bring our own experiences into the reading and our own cultural norms and understandings of the world. So that would be one aspect for me that could be very interesting to explore. And another unique or fun thing, I don't know, I guess it depends whether you would consider this a fun or unique thing, is that I am doing my PhD and I tend to approach my fiction reads with this social scientific perspective. So I tend to analyze a lot of the books that I read with the social theories and try to understand from the social scientific perspective. So I guess those are the things that would be interesting. So the next question is, what are you most excited about for this channel? I guess I'm excited. Like I said, I want to track my reading, so I'm really excited recording reading vlogs. I really want to see the process of reading, how it develops for me. It's different when you read and you think about it, and then when you voice it out loud and you record yourself, and then you can go back and hear yourself and your thoughts on the books that you read. And that's my that's what I'm actually excited about, to kind of see my thought process as the book progresses, how I as a reader am changing together with the book that I'm reading. And because I am going to be mostly making these vlogs, I'm not really interested in doing the monthly wrap-ups. I don't think I would have a lot there, because I'm a very slow reader. And it just wouldn't make any sense for me to kind of wrap up, I don't know, 2 or 3 books that I read in 1 month. So yeah, that's it for that question. The next question is, what book or series got you into reading? I don't read series. The only series that I read was one that I read as a child, and that was Five Friends. Mostly, it wasn't any particular book that got me into reading. It was more that my mom used to tell me these stories of her experience when she was a young child and a teenager, and when she used to read, how she would tell it in such a brilliant way that it evoked kind of, I wanted to mimic her reading behavior as a child. And I think that's one of the things that really evoked this passion for reading in me, and I'm really grateful. I don't think I would have gotten into reading as early if I was if I didn't have my mom to kind of ignite this passion in me. Next question is, where do you read? Mostly at home these days, because I work from home. So all the work that I do for my PhD, I mostly do from home. And I would like to change that, because before I used to read in different places, more public places, and especially on public transport. But because the city where I live now, it's very small and really doesn't offer, you don't really commute for, I don't know, 1 hour where I can just pick up a book and sit and read. And when I commute, I do it mostly on city bikes or on foot, so it doesn't really work anymore, this kind of reading when you are commuting, and that's something that I really miss. I also miss reading in different cafes, because I live in Ljubljana, Slovenia, and here really, I'm not sure what it is about this region of Europe, but when you go to a coffee shop, they tend to play a lot, not all the time, but most of the time they tend to play a lot of loud music, and I can't really read with loud music, so that's one thing I really miss. And I guess in nature, that's also one really nice place where you can read. And I don't think I did that much before, but I guess it's something that could be brought about to spice up this place or geographic position of your body for reading. And then the last question is, what kind of books do you like to read? Depends. I am really a mood reader, and I tend to try to balance it out between books for work and books for pleasure. So if I'm reading a lot for work, I would like to take during the day some time, maybe 1 hour, to read for pleasure. Sometimes I tend to read a lot for work, and then I don't really have will or energy or mental capacity to read anything else during the day, and I'll just, like most of us, mindlessly scroll on Instagram, doomsday news. So yeah, I like to read fiction and non-fiction equally. For work, I read a lot of academic works, academic writing, and for pleasure, when it comes to non-fiction, I like to read memoirs, autobiographies, these kind of essay collections. I also read a lot of fiction, and depends basically what. Sometimes I look at my bookshelf and I think that I have nothing at the moment what I would like to pick up from the bookshelf. Maybe some of you can relate to this feeling, and sometimes it's very difficult to pick. Like I would take like 5 books and find it very difficult not being able to decide which one I want, and maybe start one and then leave it on the side and then start another one. Sometimes I end up having a pile, like I have now next to me, a pile of books that I started and I haven't finished, and then at some point I just kind of start finishing those books from my start pile. Yeah, so those are all the questions that I have for the booktube newbie tag video, and before I finish this video I'm going to show you 2 books that I plan to read and record this first vlog. So like I said, that they're probably going to be connected in some way. Either they're going to be covering a similar or same topic, or they're going to be from a same region, or I don't know, I guess I'll find some thread that connects books that I'm going to be vlogging about. And this time I have 2 books. One is by Anna Maria Matute. It's called The Island. And the second one is 3 Summers by Margarita Liberacchi. So here we go. And both of these books cover Second World War, and they are actually covering the topic of a Second World War from the perspective of children. And that's something that I'm interested lately, to read more about, read more novels that tackle the topic of war, but from a child's perspective. It's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, I guess because both of the books are set, one of them is in Mallorca and the other one is in Greece, but I'm not sure whether it says here. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's near Athens, countryside near Athens. So it's going to be interesting to see how these 2 authors have tackled this topic. I guess that's it from me for today, and I'm looking forward to record new videos, and I hope you stick around. Hope you have a good day, and chat soon. Bye!